Okay. Go in the name of God. Hmm. Yeah, any problem? Oh, okay. Oh, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Lovely, lovely, slightly chilly morning. This second day of August 2025. Can you believe it? The year is speeding to the end, and we will get there. That is grace. You're welcome. This is the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge and friends. Wherever you are listening to us or watching us, you are welcome. Thank God I'm not alone. Today I have my beautiful couple. Should I say couple? Well, Mr. T called him BV of beauties. Okay, I'd like to introduce to you. Uh, sometimes she sounds to me like my primary school teacher. I remember this woman in the Ijero Baptist School. The voice
Mhm.
is very thin but firm, and he has this sing song thing about him. Well, good morning this morning. Omolara Famuyiwa. Omolara, good morning. There's
I
something
think
wrong
she's
with your voice.
Morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy New Month to all listeners of the Vintage Talk Show. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Mr. T. Good morning, Uncle Fudge. Good morning, Esife.
good
Good morning.
morning. Good morning.
I'm happy. I'm happy you didn't hear my introduction. Okay, I'll try it next time. Okay. And also with us this morning is my dark and lovely. Who has transited? She left the studio for me. She's not doing online for me. My dark and lovely Esife Arogundade. Good morning, Esife.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning to Lagos. Good morning to all our fans wherever they are. And happy new month.
Mm.
Yes. Good morning to all. Uh, I still don't get the drift of this new month greetings. You know, I know Happy New Year. Now we have 12 months to say, okay, it's all right. And of course, with us this morning is my co-anchor and brother, Olutokunbo. We call him Mr. T. Good morning, Mr. T.
Good morning, Fudge. You're going to pay for that money for that show. You're
But
going to
that's it.
pay. You know what? Oh, nice to be here again. Another nice Saturday promises to be. Good morning, everybody. I'm Amalara Isife. Good morning. Welcome, Lagos, Nigeria, wherever. Just stay good and be true to yourself because this show is going to be about the truth. So stay with us.
Always. Thank you. And I'm your anchor. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Fudge. As usual, we'll be speaking truth to power and shining light on dark spots. So join us. If you can call us on phone or by WhatsApp, it would be great. So let's start up. What's our first song? I have a lovely playlist here in front of me. Let's start with Sean Tizzle. He says Kilo Me.
You look weird. There was a song way back. Which you carry? Who sang that song? Sorry.
Shantizel there says, "What did you carry?" Well, here we carry the we carry the problems of Nigeria on our head, seeking answers to questions and finding ways to douse our bewilderment when our government and our people do strange things, things that the even lower level animals will refrain from doing. Sometimes we wonder why we get why we hear this kind of stuff and all that. So
Oh
it's
my
all right.
God.
It's all right. Yeah, we get there. Our quotes for the week. Say one does not walk into the forest and challenge a leopard without a plan. It's an Igbo proverb or saying that says one does not walk into the forest and challenge a leopard without a plan. Mr. T, that's very reckless. If you go to someone who's on a
No,
suicide,
exactly. You must have a suicide intention. Suicidal intention, sorry. Because you must have an exit plan, an attack plan, and a safe plan. Exit
yeah,
plan in case the guy overpowers you. You understand? You don't fight in the wilderness where there's water all around you,
in
filled
his
with
own
crocodiles.
habitat,
In his own
in his
habitat, his
own
own natural
habitat,
setting. Kilode.
yeah, you're not likely to come out alive. You know,
It's
so
not
it's a
like
wise saying. Don't go
it.
into the battleground without a solid plan of exit or
Yeah.
what you call it, excavation or exfoliation, whatever they do to excavate the
Likewise,
soil.
don't go into government if you don't have a plan.
I hope they hear them. Well, that one is a lost prayer. They don't have their own plan. they have a plan, really, Mr. T. They have a plan. It's called self-survival plan, self
Okay.
self-sustainable plan. They have mostly. They have. Well, we can't generalize. There are some good politicians, and it's
Yeah.
just that the level of the badness and the cancerous spread of the badness, you hardly will notice in the good one. But they
It's
are.
oozing. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to fact checkers. Or from what we call knowledge boosters, you might have heard or read stuff like, do you know that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb? Hmm? Hmm. We've been taught that since primary school. Thomas Edison, Einstein, Darwin, all kinds of theory. I would be looking, huh? Huh? It was later, much later, that black people were also doing things, not only white people. Anyway, it's a misleading information, right? Edison didn't invent it, but improved on earlier versions. Inventors like Humphrey Davy and Joseph Swan laid the groundwork. Edison's version was simply the most commercially viable. There you have it. Okay, moving away into the current contemporary times. Leave Edison alone. What do we have for you today? We have entertainment news. The ladies are waiting. And we have Niger trends. We have newspaper reviews. If we have the papers, the covers, and then most likely we have what matters, our point blank interventions, and possibly let's rewind. That's my favorite spot, but we hardly ever get to that. No. So, Mr. T, what happened during the week? Anything, anything, anything spectacular? Anything
Yeah.
worthy of?
No, just noting this fact. I was with a TV channel in Lagos a few days back, and they had a guest. Um, I can't really recall, but highly influential security guy who actually spoke about the latest things that these kidnappers were doing, the terrorists. It wasn't latest, but this was gory. They had rounded up community, carted away people. Amongst those they carted were about two pregnant women. And
Hmm.
when it was time to, give them up, they asked for ransom again and said all they wanted was just a large number of telephones. They wanted telephones. So this community gathered money. They went to buy these things, went over, ran over, they brought them. And when they received those things, they now informed them that they are sorry that those that they paid the ransom for have been killed.
Oh
And
boy.
during their incarceration, so to speak, the pregnant women actually gave birth. They put to bed, and it's gory for a Saturday morning to say this, but it's just what happens, right? And they
Wow.
actually took the life of the newly born
What?
in the presence of their yeah mom. And
Yeah, yeah.
Fudge, I have not gotten over that story since midweek, and it just keeps hitting my head. Why do you accept ransom yet kill these people? And
Hmm.
these are innocent children. Innocent. I really didn't want to say anything about it, but I just thought, am I the one who is probably going off the tracks? Because for every day since then, it's been eating me. How can you? I don't understand. And that brings
You are
to
not.
mind a little bit of what you do to these guys when you eventually catch them, when you apprehend them. What do we do to them? There's a lot of
That's
evil going on all over the world. All over the
that's
world,
why.
fact. It's interesting. Somebody kills five girls in the university. And they got this guy and they asked him what happened, and he was just looking.
Hmm.
The parents came to them to charge him into confront him in court. He didn't say a word. He said, I respectfully decline to say a word. Why did you kill them? These are
Madness.
heartbeats in life. Nothing. So I'm
Madness.
worried about how we give back to these guys, how we hit them back. I don't know. It's going to go for life without a parole, and it's going to be eating government food, right? I mean, yeah, they're going to house him. They will take care of him, and the
Mm.
souls are gone. So I ask, where is
Brutally.
justice in all of this?
You
Yeah,
know that.
where is justice in all of this?
That's why it
It's
irks me. That's why it irks me when I hear people or government say
yeah,
they're having a round table with bandits. They're trying to rehabilitate them.
it
Those are
is me.
criminals, brutal criminals who have done heinous things, and you ease them back into society. And you think that they have been radicalized, or I don't know.
I
I
don't,
don't
I don't understand that. And that act
brutality.
alone couldn't bolden some younger guys to even go and do more daring things because they
Look
know
at
they'll
what we
get
had.
away.
Look at what we had in the 70s. You will recollect when we had the
Yeah.
Barbie show, the one where they tied them up and faced firing
Ah,
squad. What it wasn't as if rocket stopped, but it was minimal. It was
what? It
fairly
was
minimal.
minimal.
Yeah, it was fairly minimal. But
I still
nowadays,
remember the names. I still remember the names of those people, right?
yes, uh,
Babatunde
uh,
Poloncho.
yes,
No, I remember
yes.
their names. Something Amamieye.
Djibouti,
You know,
I know.
history.
Uh, there's so much liberty, laxity, and apathy. Even governors to sign the death certificate is problem for them. I mean,
Everybody's scared.
no, it's
Everybody's
problem for
scared.
them. So you are scared of brutal human beings. I mean, it's possible some innocent person might be involved and all that. It's always there. There always that chance. But like by and large, bad
Yeah.
people should meet a bad ending.
Yeah.
There should not be two ways about that. How do you
Yeah.
kill Mr. T? I
No,
wish I hadn't asked you about what you met last week,
I
but
am sorry. I apologized earlier. I said sorry to launch this on a Saturday morning, right? But it is really food for thought. Really, really
that's our
food for thought.
reality.
I'm sorry.
That's our reality. No, obviously, that's our
Yeah.
reality. Some people celebrating football championships. Some are crying and bereaved,
Not
brutally,
crying.
separated from their loved ones. It's so crass, and because it's far away from you, you don't feel it. No, you should feel every death of
Everything
anyone.
that hurt, yeah, that
So
hurts a human
deep
being.
inside,
You should feel it.
you should feel it. It's so sad. And now our armed forces and the police, they are doing a lot, but we just encourage them
Ah,
to do more.
you know,
Intelligence have to be upped. We need to
it's tough.
intervene before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens in the universities. You begin to see stories of people, boys on campus, girls disappearing, and
Ah, ah.
people going. It's
Do
like
you
it's
now
like
know the shocking thing? You know the shocking thing, Fudge. I'm sure our ladies on this program would bear me witness. There is a sudden increase in harassment of ladies and women on the streets
yeah,
in broad daylight. You know, you're just walking and somebody pulls you or knocks at your bag. I
yeah.
heard a lot of stories like that. I said, what happened? And I was just walking and he was dragging me to come and buy something. I said, I'm not buying. And the next thing is, he raised his
They
hand
do
up
that.
to hit me on the chest. You know,
They do
I
that.
hear these things and it's gradually etching into the society. It's ladies now walk around with this spray, this what do you call pepper spray, right? I think that's what you
Yeah,
call it.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
They now
yes.
walk around. Yeah, thank you. They walk around with it now to protect themselves.
They are
Fudge.
better. There are deviants and PDOs all over the place. Yeah,
Wow.
looking for.
Wow.
I don't know. It's not just poverty or economic problems. There's some mental issues involved. You know.
There would
Anyway,
be.
we
There would be.
continue. we continue to live, so we continue to move on and move ahead
Yeah.
and wish and pray that the powers that be will do their bit and our parents will do their bit, religious organizations will do their bit, and the common man will also chip in. With heavy heart, we have to move on, and we still move on schedule. So we move
I'm
on to
sorry.
entertainment, Mr. T. You know, well, it's okay. It's okay. It's our reality. We can't run away from it. You know, and so we take a. Do we start with Molara? Let's start with you, and then we'll do back and forth since both of you are on the line. You know,
Okay.
we might as well play with you. Let's start. Your number one story.
DJ Kupi prays for a husband again. DJ Kupi is once again joking, or maybe not, about wanting to get married. The Nigerian DJ posted on X that seeing wedding photos online makes her remind God again that she's still single. She recently told her mom and sisters she's not dating anyone, but talking to a few men and hoping the best man wins.
look, look that she's doing Big Brother show. It's
But it's a serious matter, really. It is a
one will
serious
win.
matter.
People that shots.
It is
Well,
serious,
it
though.
is, it is, it is because our girls must get their boys. You know, well, it's the way she framed it. The best man,
Yeah.
the best man win. Okay,
And
all the best
the
for
worst thing in that
Tokunbo.
story, the worst part of the story was the way it was presented.
Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, we wish DJ Copy success in our endeavors.
How do we
He's
wish that?
on
I don't know how we wish things like that.
this man hunting, this man hunting business. May indeed the best man meet with her. Okay, is it fair? No, your second number two story.
Onyeka Onwenu's son marks her first memorial. The son of late music legend Onyeka Onwenu, Tijani Ogunlende, marked her one-year memorial on Instagram, writing simply, "A year ago today, RIP Mom, July 30, 2024." The post drew heartfelt tributes from fans and fellow artists. Hmm,
Hmm.
how time flies.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
already
yeah.
wow.
Already 1 year.
Hmm.
It's already a year. Wow, wow. Hmm. The elegant stallion left us inelegantly, very, very, very surprisingly, very suddenly, you know. And thank you, Tijani, for reminding us. And may her soul continue to rest in peace. And our
Amen.
songs continue to live in our hearts. She's always preaching love, one love, good nation, good people, and all that. And that's a lady who does not suffer fools gladly. And she was indeed an amazing. I I know her fairly well. Wow, 1 year. Okay. Um, Omolara, let's go to Gideon's rant.
Gideon Okeke rants over itchy costume. Actor Gideon Okeke is calling out poor hygiene on Nollywood sets after developing rashes from its traditional.
Oh, come on.
Oh, she went. Oh, okay. Let me take the slack here. After developing rashes from a traditional tonic, in a
Okay.
video on Instagram, he showed the skin reaction, blaming an unwashed costume given to him on an epic movie shoot. He urged wardrobe departments to do better, calling it Diaries from a Nollywood epic. All these costumes, all these costumes, they're like a relic, so they just dump it somewhere, they're ready to shoot, then they bring them back, and there's no sense of hygiene. I don't blame the man. He has a point to say.
Yeah.
Omolara, welcome back. I finished that your story. So you join us in the
Okay, so
next
let me
leg.
finish. Okay.
Gideon, Gideon, sorry for the rashes. Uh, let the costumiers be up and standing. You can't be giving people rashes all over the place. I mean, you can get cancer from such things, and you need to be careful. You don't
Yeah.
destroy the people that you want to. I mean, to want to entertain us, so to speak. Well, Gideon. Um, is it fair? Let's go on to Ego Boyo.
Egoboyo clears air on acting exit. Veteran actress Egoboyo says her exit from acting wasn't due to her husband. In an interview, she explained it was a personal decision driven by a deeper interest in film production, which she finds more fulfilling and creatively challenging.
So, who are the complainants? Which of she's not acting again. So why is your headache?
Her fans are complaining.
Oh God!
Right.
Now,
No, no. The interesting thing when I heard that story as well, I was a little bit down. I mean, why would Ego Boy walk off? We what's that series she ran years ago, Fudge? Do you recall? Her very first
yes,
at lunchtime, I think, the series on TV. What's it called? Ah, it's
she
gone
was
off my head
she,
now.
she was in Checkmate
She was
with
in
Richard.
Checkmate.
She was in Checkmate.
Yeah,
Then she
Buffett
did a
Damage
movie,
Richard, yeah,
a
on Checkmate.
fantastic movie. I can't remember what
But
is violated now.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Where are
It's,
you, where is she going to? Where are you going? I was saying to my mind, better come back. you know, you know.
wants to do
But
product.
she's cleared the
It's
air
more
now.
fulfilling. It's more fulfilling materially and otherwise, and it's less stress. It wouldn't have to
Let's
be
press.
uh, hugging somebody or doing something that she doesn't want to do and all that. I don't blame her, Jerry. Very focused woman. We've
Very,
had some dealings a couple of times, and I find her very intelligent and
very,
industrious.
very,
Uh, yeah, whatever
very.
she likes, Jerry. At this age, it's like if a Joker Silva says you no longer acting. I said, no, you can't deny. I say, is it your acting?
Is it your act? Is
Is
it
it
your
your
act?
acting?
We will bring her back. She must come back.
Okay.
It's our own
Um,
now too.
okay, Opolara, let's go to Yemi story.
Eyeyemi Rogbenye to host QEDNG Summit. Veteran actor and voice artist Eyeyemi Olivia Rogbenye will hold the maiden QEDNG Creative Powerhouse Summit on August 12 at Radisson Blu Ikeja. With over 30 years in theatre, film, and radio, Rogbenye is best known for Itura and Dust. Organizers praised her professionalism and passion for the creative industry.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
What's nice? That's Olumide Yon. That's is this symposium or conference? I'm also supposed to be a guest there. I don't know. I don't know if this is a big deal. Uh, that Omolara is frontally. I hope you collected money for advert. But
No, I've seen
I
I've
think
seen some of her work, and no, she's good at what she does.
It's very
Yeah,
professional.
Yeah.
she's very.
yeah,
Mm.
I've not heard that. So
Same here,
that means
Wafaj.
the QED
Yeah.
this was the communication is a big deal indeed. I look forward to seeing her and seeing the big deal
Yeah.
that you have mentioned in
You,
her. And you know me, I'll
no,
come
you
back
should
next
be
week
there.
to come and tell you what I've seen. If I'm not impressed, I will tell you.
When I
So
when I
don't
saw
be.
that flash, the first thing that occurred to me was who are the brains behind this? Because I also
Yeah,
have not heard much about her. So I saw Lumide's name on it. I said, okay,
yeah.
this must be something really good. Yeah, yeah,
Almighty is backing everybody there, big
yeah. I wish them
names,
well.
about entertainment. And we look forward to it, and we hope people will learn new things that they can move the industry forward with. Okay, Isife, let's talk about the video and money.
The video says money is no longer his motivation. Afrobeat star
Mm,
Davido says money doesn't drive him anymore. In a recent interview, he claimed he has billions of dollars waiting for him, whether he works or not. He says passion now fuels his music journey. Very true. Generational wealth.
Generational wealth, you think? You think it's unfair? I think it's more than that. That guy has worked.
mm,
And I
Mm,
think he got a lot of huge advices, yeah, when he was starting up. Because I realized recently that if only our old generation artists, Fudge, and you will know those I'm referring to, had this kind
mm,
of tutelage or advices, many of them would not be in penury. I'm sorry to say. It's
mm,
just a way you
mm.
make your money work for you, and the money you are making is not illegitimate. It is not. So there's the area where you make a huge bulk of money, and you go to the hotel with the girls. It's fast going away. It's fast fading. They now do that. They make their money with a lot more sense, and still get. I mean, yet still keeping their passion focused on what they're doing, because the more they get focused, the more good hits comes out. Yeah, the generation factor can come, but these guys actually
mm.
they're not sleeping and waiting for that to happen to them. And it's not the only one. He's not the only one. They
Yeah,
are really making the box. They are really cleaning up. Legit money,
like I
as you
said,
guys say.
some of our young ones are working hard.
They
Yeah,
are working. They are.
but it's nice to be in Davido's space and make such statements. Like
Mhm.
as if I said, generational wealth. I don't know whether he created it or he met it there. That's what she meant. But it's good not to worry about money and just talk about giving back or creating something. It's a
Creating
nice way. I wish we
something.
are more Nigerians can say that. You know, and like Mr. T said,
Okay.
I mean, it's too
Uh,
late for the old folks, but the new ones should also learn how to invest and
yeah.
plan and be proactive with your fortune. Because you get bem now doesn't mean to go on
Hmm.
forever. Plan with it. Don't
Mm.
just start doing take
Yeah.
away and be throw away and all these things they do and all
Yeah.
that stuff without limit. You know, plan ahead. Yeah, the clapping will not continue forever. You know.
No.
Uh,
No.
anyway, good for him.
Yeah.
Let's go to Temini Egbuson, Omolara.
Timini Egbuson, I am not a womanizer. Actor Timini Egbuson has denied being a womanizer, saying Nollywood's tight schedule doesn't leave room for such behavior. On the Culture League podcast, he said he's been single for 2 to 3 years and simply doesn't have the energy to juggle relationships. Still, he admits he enjoys the bad boy stereotype.
I'm looking, my cough is not clearing.
Oh my God.
Problem, the problem I notice it's difficult for a good-looking person who happens to be in your face on your screen every time to escape some allegations or some temptations. You know, he can continue to speak to himself and encourage himself and motivate himself, but the tag will continue to stick with him. Uh, the best way to cure this is get married, have children, stay away from the tube, and do your business. You know, any other thing, it's like Richard now. Richard is almost 60 something now. He still cannot live down the fact that he's a ladies' man. Whether he likes or even what he's preaching on stage. Imagine Chris Okote, as long as he's on the stage, they are still accusing him. How much more? I can't beg God not to make him good looking.
But you know what somebody told me? One of these high flying ladies, yeah, one of the ladies I've met from the past. She and her husband came to visit, and she looked at him. He said, "Mr. T, there are some faces on the screen. Let them just appear on a production and come and yawn, just yawn or cough
Yo,
or laugh. That's all we need them for. We don't want them to be part of the script." I said, "Why?" He said, "That's what sells. The faces now sells." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." Of course, I don't believe that, but come on, it's subjective. But if that came out from such a high-flying producer in my mind, then
mm.
we are getting somewhere gradually. You are very correct. They just need to show their faces, and then everybody goes.
Okay. We are far behind time. Um, let's have Esife, let's have two Baba as your final entry.
Two Baba weds Natasha in private ceremony. Afrobeat legend Baba has traditionally tied the knot with Honorable Natasha Osawara. The quiet ceremony reportedly took place last Friday, 25th July, in Benin City, attended by close family and friends, including the singer's mother. This comes months after he announced his split from Annie, his wife of nearly 12 years, back in January. Photos from the ceremony surfaced online earlier this week.
Mr. T, should we say congratulations now?
Ah,
Because well,
Yorùbá say, tó bá ń kọ́lé ká bá wọn yọ̀, tó bá ń bímọ ká bá wọn yọ̀, tó bá ń marry ká bá wọn yọ̀, tó bá ń gbá bọ́ọ̀lù, tó win ball ká bá wọn yọ̀. You know?
Adio. Okay.
Yes, sir.
On that, based on Mr. T's statement, congratulations to
We have to
Mr.
congratulate them.
Mrs.
Congratulations them.
We don't know the kind of relationship that spurred the marriage of the one with Annie. I don't know if it is white wedding or traditional wedding or all that stuff. I don't know which one is the official wedding and if the divorce process has gone through. Maybe we'll ask Bosun later in the show if hopefully the new couple will not be sued for bigamy or something. But while the ceremony is going on,
You spoke too soon. You spoke too soon, Fudge.
okay,
Enter the dragon.
welcome to the show. There's still one more thing for Molara to tell us, but let's welcome to the show the pair of regulars. Good morning, Adedamola, Akindamola, I beg your pardon, Adeboye, our commentator. Good morning, you're welcome.
Good morning, Uncle Faj. Esife, good morning, Omolara. Mr. T, top of the morning to you, sir.
Talk to you too.
Okay, and thank God it's not on the road this morning. Maybe it's event will be later in the day, and it's not too disturbed by the recent loss as usual of his team. So we welcome our little
But
expert.
that's a friendly game.
Every game. Good morning, Bosun Osifowora. It's great to have you.
Good morning. Good morning, Uncle Fudge. Good morning, Uncle T. Akinamala, good morning. Yeah, Esife, good morning. Amara, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here.
Quickly, Bosun, before we round up the entertainment piece, I just want your advice. What's it called? Two-Face said they started divorce proceedings with Annie Dibia. That presupposes that they had a legal marriage going on. Abi, that's what it means.
Yes.
If
Yes.
Okay. Now he's gonna have to do a traditional wedding with Natasha. I suspect in Benin or a week ago or thereabout. And is there any problem with the law about that? Is there any?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes, there is. Once you're married under the Act, so there are two kinds of marriages. There's the traditional marriage, and then there's marriage under the Act. If he was married to the African queen under the act, then that means that he cannot contract any other marriage. That will be bigamy. All right. And also beyond bigamy, it can be sued for adultery. And that can be a basis to terminate the first marriage if it was under the act. But if it's a traditional marriage, then traditionally, some traditional marriages actually create room for extras. So, in that regard, he may not, if the initial marriage was traditional, then this also is in sync. In fact, if it's Islamic marriage, which is often grouped along traditional marriages, then is allowed to actually have another wife. All right. And then
Okay.
some traditions actually allow extra wives as well. So he can't be sued. That's on the condition that if he's married to Annie was not under the act. But if he was under the act, then he can be actually sued for adultery. And also, it can be a basis to terminate the first marriage. And then the implication is that if you go and marry someone else when you were married under the act, whatever you do or did with the second marriage is null and void. So that one wouldn't hold water. The second marriage wouldn't have any basis. It would just be the basis for that the first wife or your spouse to bring an action for dissolution of the marriage. But that second marriage is invalid
Okay, so
if you married
two
under
things.
the act.
There
Yes,
are
sir.
two things. The word you used now just reminded me of his song, implication, and all that. And so there are two implications I notice here. One, maybe he's doing this traditional wedding, so he could be sued for adultery, so that he can nullify the divorce. It could be faster. Or do you
Okay.
activate proceedings if it is not? I mean, if it is traditional, you won't do that, will you?
Yes. So as it is, if I want to be, I think he got married at the registry with Annie. Now, so that makes it marriage under the act. If you got married at the registry or you got married at any registered place of worship, like a church, those are marriages recognized under the act and is governed by the Matrimonial Causes Act. So anything you do on top of that marriage, let me just permit that expression. If you do anything after that marriage with another woman, then it can form a basis for adultery, and then it can also be bigamy. Some states have cancelled bigamy, some play down bigamy, but adultery cannot be played down. That means you have gone outside the marriage with another woman. And adultery, according to section 15(2)(b), it's a ground for divorce. Now, so if you have a subsisting marriage and you contract another one, there's problem. If you have a proceeding in court for dissolution of your first marriage, you have to wait out the proceedings before you contract another marriage. If you go ahead and do it, that is an extra charge for that your spouse to
Okay.
actually add for the dissolution.
Okay, Bosun, in any case, what is the worst case scenario for bigamy? There's no jail time, right?
No jail time. No jail time. No jail time. But you can have compensation, and then the second person too. If you end up, it depends on. With all due respect to the women in the studio, some women can pull a storm. So if your wife pulls a storm and you cancel that second marriage or you panic out of it, that other person too can sue you for promise to marry.
Okay. Okay, so our advice to Two-Face is you just take it easy. Look at the implications of all the steps you are taking. You know,
Sorry, it's a
and
quick one, but it's two-faced, so you can't.
you won't know which one
There's one
which
face
one
here,
is
there's
coming.
another face elsewhere.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Now
Esife,
what?
let's have
Now what this morning?
uh,
No, this morning now what?
uh, uh, let's have your last story on Yemi Sholade. Oh my.
Yemi Sholade. I
What's
started
this Omolara
acting
song?
before Pet Edochie. Nollywood actor Yemi Sholade says he began acting before Pet Edochie, despite being younger. On Father's Part with Tokpe, he said he started at 17 in 1977 and credited Yoruba legends like Hubert Ogunde and Ade Ajiboye as Nollywood pioneers. He insists Yoruba filmmakers laid the groundwork for today's industry.
I don't know. I don't. Well, we thank God for that illumination. I don't think it will be. I mean, it's remiss of us to be discussing who started what. The people you mentioned, they have died a long time ago. And Pete is also in his almost 80 or close to 80, and
Yeah.
yeah, Michelade is also close to 70. So uh, yes, I mean, it can't be less than 65 or 66. Yeah, I, th- I think it's older than.
Faj, I was going to drop this quickly. As we grow, as we mature, we should be wary of the things we drop, particularly during interviews. If you have made
Yes,
a name, if you have made a
you know,
name for yourself, be mindful of
exactly.
the things you say and responses you give. What he's been quoted to have said is very subjective. It's going to create a lot. I see even a bit of dichotomy of something started, Yoruba started something. And thus, you run away from some facts nicely,
Yeah. I don't.
nicely,
I don't know.
because
I don't know.
I can argue that. I can argue that convincingly. I grew up in a predominantly, an area that was occupied predominantly by the Igbos and the Hausas. We grew together. And I saw a lot of things happening. And I knew that my first introduction to stage performances, as small as I was then, okay, were to learn how to dance Igbo music because of the area and influence. So we should be mindful of the things we allow history to roll through us, because some people are taking note of all these things. And yeah, you leave out when in doubt and not too clear, and you move on. Doesn't diminish
I
anything of you. Doesn't
I
take
think.
anything off you.
I
Doesn't.
think when Pete started and when Yemi started, it's not going to help the industry to grow.
No way.
Yeah, say you
No.
could say his most renowned work was in Things Fall Apart.
Exactly.
I don't know. I can't remember whether it's 87 or
Okonkwo,
86. 86.
86. 86, 86,
86.
correct.
1986.
you
Uh-huh.
know, so I was trying to, when I did reflection, my book on the industry, uh, and I realized that information online is usually very way out of tune. And I was asking a lot of them, asking them information. Somebody like what's his name? This guy that's Edo, he says Edo, my mastermind. What's his name now? Lancelot. Lancelot had 3 birthdays online, 3 different dates of birth. He was born in different years. And I asked him, and he gave me the fourth one, different from all the three online. And because they're not curious about what's written about them. So because you have 86, 84, 85 as the starting up point for pitch, doesn't mean that's when he started acting. That's a recorded period. And for instance, this is the first time I'm hearing that he started at 77 at 17. You know, and that presupposes that he was born in 1960, thereabout. So he's an old man too. But what does it? Well, on that note, let's move on.
Yeah,
On that note, we'll come to
but
the
very
end of
correct.
entertainment. Thank you, ladies. Esife Arogunade. Enjoy your weekend. Omolara, Famuyiwa, enjoy your whatever you do at home that the children will not disturb. Uh, have fun. I will see you next time. I think it's a break with Zlatan. Latin featuring Tiwa Savage. He said Shota. Hmm. Now, wow.
Uncle Fudge, you said the children won't disturb. This is their season of disturbance.
I wasn't sure if it's her children or uh, yeah. So I just want
They
to.
don't even have to
I
be.
was
They don't even
listening.
have to be your children to disturb.
Don't disturb
Yesterday, we
me,
were
Abby.
somewhere.
It's true.
Our neighbors upstairs, they were dragging all sorts of draggables. I'm like, what is this?
Anyways,
You
some
know
of us are
they are home.
some of us are past that stage now. Well,
They are not my own people. They are up. They are neighbors. What can you do?
they're not even your own. No.
They are
So,
just all over the place. I'm
they're
like, what is this?
getting us entanglements. Oh my.
Ah,
No, we thank God for
seriously.
their disturbance. So it's better for them to disturb than not to disturb at all.
Mm, true, true.
Oh
And
my.
it's a season of buying. They want everything.
Mm. They eat as if they are driving tanker. They eat continuously.
They-
When my children were still going to school, very interesting happened. We go to pay at the Boss's Lodge or something, and there was this man. I remember, can't remember his name now. Nice man. He walked there and he took his cue. And when he got to the boss, he said, man said, oh yeah, Chef Saoni, hey, I'm here to pay. Ṣùgbọ́n ìṣòwò ta sọ last time yẹn ṣó ti tán ni. Kò ṣẹ́kù rárá. You know, look, everybody, including the principal of the school, everybody burst because he said, kò yé mi, ṣé ó ti tán, owó yẹn ti tán sínsìn. January tó ti. Then he turned to his son, he said, wo wá, ó máa pass eléyìí dáadáa o. Ó máa pass eléyìí dáadáa gan. You know, I would always remember
Parenting,
that episode.
parenting is a serious job. One should be
It
paid for it.
is. It is a serious job, I'm telling you.
When my
And
son ate everything yesterday and he was still craving for more, they had to go and make serious eba for him. That okay, at this level, it's only eba that can rescue
and by
you.
the solution, yeah.
And by seven, what is soon?
Who
Only
this
soon by since that seven.
on knockout? Oh my god, it's interesting though.
Ah,
But when Yoruba say Ajire Omo, it goes a
it's a
long way.
serious prayer.
It goes a long way. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. It's fine. Oh.
Well, we're back. This is still the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge and friends. I have Mr. T here, Bosun is here, Akin is also here. Thank you, gentlemen. Um,
Where's my learned colleague?
she's around. She will soon join us. Uh, uh, before before Bosun took the cat out of the bag, I was going to advise our listeners that they should be ready for us. That the way Mr. T introduced today's show, we are not no longer able to do newspaper review or point blank because we have done the blanking at the beginning and the stories of kidnapping,
So we
brutality,
blanked out.
that visited our consciousness nowadays, and it's sad. So we're moving on to Niger trends, and there's so much to talk about, and hopefully we'll be able to also wrap up with Let's Rewind, which I feel But this is time to join us. You can make your calls through when you have comments on some of the issues we discussed. The number is also always 0913 697 3485. We'd like to hear your views and your comments. You can also leave your notes on Facebook for us. Now you can watch us right here now on YouTube. So the number again is 0913 697 3485. Before our presenter comes, I'll shoot in order not to waste our time. First story, gentlemen. It says SDP. SDP expels El Rufai for 30 years. The Social Democratic Party has expelled former Cardinal Governor Nasser El Rufai, banning him from any association with the party for the next 30 years. The party accused El Rufai of parading himself falsely as a member, forging documents and attempting to destabilize the internal structure. Despite announcing his defection from the APC, SDP says he never registered officially and was even plotting alliances with other parties. The party has urged INEC to disregard him entirely. I don't understand. Is there Nassar in SDP, or what do you call it, or
I
ADC?
was, I was
I
going
thought they
to
had,
ask.
you know, I don't get it.
These days, you can't trust where these people are. They're everywhere and they're anywhere. You wake up, they can wake up as APC and sleep as
And then
PDP, and in the middle of the night, they have changed to ADC and whatever is attractive and catching at that moment. So it just all those things just boils down to the same argument that our parties are not fashioned along ideological lines. You know, if somebody is a conservative, you know what they stand for. If somebody is if somebody is on the other side, you know what they represent. But these ones don't represent anything but their personal interests. So when I saw the news, I was wondering, I thought this man, well, I knew him to be CPC. They came with Buhari all the way
Yeah, very,
and
yeah.
then joined ACN and then became APC. Then at what point he went to SDP, I'm not aware. And I know he has been hobnobbing and fraternizing with the current ADC. So one party banning him forever doesn't really make much. The only thing I see there is the allegation that he has been forging and using their platform for some things. I think it's left to the Malam to react. But if you ban him,
Yeah.
you can rest assured that he's already moved before the
Is that,
ban.
please?
So,
I think I knew when he mooted the
yes.
idea of joining SDP, when he complained about his issues with APC. And you didn't add PDP as his earlier before moving on to CPC. Among
True.
the of parties he was involved in. Akin,
But
you are coughing.
but the trendy thing is that it's political season and everybody wants to trend. And if you look at their statement, it doesn't validate what they are doing. They said he has been parading. He was fronting himself like their member. If someone is not your member, how do you expel him? So it's just they just want to trend because all these parties are just emotional parties that you know they are trying to look for one angle or the other and look for and like we have
Okay.
said or like you have said, it's not based on any ideology. It's just that they just want someone to call them to the round table and say, okay, this is your own piece of the national cake, so to speak. So it's just they just want to trend and then put their name out there, SDP.
Okay,
And,
well, okay, Akin. Thank you. I was going to, while we're talking, the authentic presenter for the segment came in, and good morning this morning. Lovely. Which adjective you don't like? Well, anyway, good morning.
I like
Our
that.
beautiful lady, Tamilore is here to give us the Niger trend. Good morning, Tamilore.
I like that. I kind of make you nervous.
Eh,
I like that. I kind of make you nervous.
You are not enough.
Oh my God.
You need like 5 or 6 of you to make me nervous.
Oh,
And again, I will still be campaign. I'm not serious. I'm not looking at what we don't comprehend it. Okay, now I'll give you next time, so you can start claiming it. Okay. Give us the second story.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Yowata's APC chairmanship sparks controversy. The appointment of former INEC Commissioner Professor Entawe Yowata as APC's new national chairman is causing a stir. Critics say his past with INEC raises fears of compromised electoral integrity ahead of 2027. The opposition believes it undermines the neutrality of the electoral body. But the APC insists there is nothing wrong with his appointment, urging parties to focus on electoral reforms, not personal histories.
That's when I will say, there you are.
Yes.
I wonder why they are asking us to focus on the reforms and not personalities. All the personalities go execute the policies and plans. I know. I need to be, tutored in this area. I don't understand it. When some people were about to start clapping, okay, representation from a particular geographical whatever is being asked to lead. And, when I had that story, that news of the man coming out to be, being chosen to be elected, to be the chairman, I knew things will still play out. It was not Uhuru at all, for even everybody. Gradually, we are beginning to hear the, snide remarks that are real gradually. You can't dissociate the man from the agbada that he's wearing. Neither can you dissociate or remove him from the jacket that he's wearing. He wore the jacket. They captured the jacket. You're not saying we should leave the jacket out and leave the man out of the jacket and talk about the jacket. Why? I think if I don't understand that, yeah.
It's a classic Nigerian mantra. They will say, deal with the message and not the messenger. As if it's not the messenger, that's not the message. Very ridiculous. They focus on the message and not the messenger.
Okay.
And and all the visual in the message is from the messenger. I think I don't know why. I think they do things. They don't look for trouble. What will cause problem? What will scatter everywhere? Let's do it.
My take is that politics is still the biggest business in this country. If people who were former umpires now jump into the fray, then you know that politics is the only lucrative thing. The man has served. In any sane environment, somebody like that should maintain his neutrality. But I guess he had seen in the course of service that he's standing on the wrong side. That it's better you get into the fray with these people, and that's where you get what you need to sustain you and generations to come, because it doesn't add up. And then the reaction from the party is even worse. They have told you, the way they just shut you up, like, shut up, focus on this, don't look at that side. As if we are robots. It's like like, just forget about that. Let's pretend it never happened. This is the new man. This is who he is. This is what he represents, and everybody should move on from there. Like, really, our democracy should be studied.
Really?
How long ago was he the INEC commissioner? Is it up to 10 years?
I don't know.
If it's more than 10,
even if it was a billion years ago.
There might be something like a cool-off period that after a certain period.
Is he the only man alive in that place?
I'm gonna go for somebody else. But he be the one.
He understands logistics.
Yeah.
He understands logistics. Can you expand it on the logistical terms?
Sorry,
Logistics in every term.
In every
What
He knows the terrain.
But
what
we have a culture of
Florence
arrogance. We have
actually
a
do?
it's not
culture of
argument.
arrogance
I
here.
was just trying
It's
to.
not about our democracy.
It's
We
not
have
even
a
an
culture of
argument. It's
arrogance, and
perspective.
that is that our leaders, everywhere, not even political leaders, everywhere, they just want to lord it over us. I belong to an organization, and the current state chairman, when we're having the state meeting, you can't raise up your hand and make a point of order or correction. He shuts you down. He shuts you down. He tells you, no, no, we know that here and stuff like that one. And yesterday
Oh God.
I took a form to a coordinator, to a divisional coordinator for a biennial conference. And the man was saying, are these people thinking at all? They don't want us to pay this kind of money. Hey, they will go and attend their conference themselves. I said, he said, he asked me, a secretary, so what did you say? I said, I can't say anything. If you want to say something, they shut you down. So I've learned to keep quiet. That thank God it's not forever. The state tenure is not forever. So we are just like that in this climb. It's not that they are not thinking, it's just that they feel, see, we have done it, we have done it. What will you do?
what do you do?
What will you do? So that's why you keep on seeing weird appointments here and there. And so what will you do? Because it's not as if it's like we are discussing here. They don't discuss it. Someone just says, this is what we are going to do, and that is all. And that's how it is
The
now.
A is habit. The A is habit.
Yeah. And once one particular person speaks, every other person, you tag along, except you don't want to be part of what is happening or what is unfolding or what is being shared. So you just tag along and okay, I'm taking my own share. So what else it is? So that's it.
He was
It's just a culture.
he was a member of the INEC as a responsible
Yeah.
electoral commissioner in 2017. I think he
17.
Okay.
stepped down around
Just here.
2021, which is about to contest the election as a governor in his state, which he um, he lost and all that. So we're talking about
So he was an active INEC person up until 2021.
thereabout.
That's pretty close. So that's very, very.
Time said, even if it's
Even if it's a long time
A
ago,
second
billion years ago.
there be
there's no argument for
some
it.
regulation, because there's supposed to be like an ombudsman.
That's
There
part
should
of the
be some regulation
That's part
around
of the
that.
reforms that they said we should focus on.
You should focus on. Yeah.
Okay.
We should work like we said the other week. We should stop this executive affirmation of anyone in INEC. It should be some like an ombudsman kind of a thing. It should be selection should come from outside of executive order or executive intervention or selection or what have you. It's not right. It's just not right. So those are the reforms that they are working on. While at it, I think Yilwiltda, is that his name?
Just you what that?
Yilwatda
I
You
pronounce
watch
it wrong.
that.
is a specialist in ICT and all that. So maybe they need his help in engineering their computer section and all that. But whatever the case, there are many
Yes,
people
but as
people have
new
chosen.
national chairman.
No, there are many people have chosen. You see, I would like. I think it's Akin that
Chairman.
mentioned it. There's a way they do this thing. It's special. Ganduje that left the place had serious fraud allegation against him. You remember they used to call him Gandola, and they still picked him anyway. And they served this time. God knows what removed him. We hear the story some other time, but he was there. All their complaints and everything, he was there, and he was their chairman, and they won the election. So
These people know what they're doing.
and
They don't care about us.
and they succeed. People were to push it through. Because
It's not laziness.
ideally-
I think it's self-preservation.
Okay, if you say so. Okay, so while we're on that, let's preserve ourselves now. Let's move on to the next story.
Zamfara bandits killed 38 hostages despite ransom.
Mm.
Tragedy in Zamfara state. Bandits slaughtered 38 villagers from Banga after collecting over 50 million naira in ransom.
Oh,
Only 18 hostages were released and are now receiving medical care. The local governments confirmed 56 people were abducted, and community leaders are pleading for urgent military intervention. Meanwhile, in Niger State, soldiers killed 45 terrorists during a firefight in Shiroro, a local government area, though two security operatives also lost their lives.
wow.
It's an every week, two
Every
weeks
corner
problem
is
now.
there. How do
This
you?
was
And
where
it's
we
on the
started from today.
Yes, I thought this is
This
where
was
we
where
would
we
jam it,
started
but
from.
you preceded it. You
It's
collect the
so
money and you
collect
still kill
ransom.
the people.
You kill the
You
people.
collect what? Is it that? Is it that? It was
Mm.
accidental or is it deliberate? How do you? I don't.
so they released
I
some.
can't place that thing. I just can't place it.
How do you
Well,
release
the only thing is that I'm tired of discussing this thing. I guess we can move on to the next thing because it's the same thing we say week in, week out.
Yeah, every
No
time.
Week out.
solution, nothing. It's tiring, and there's a way it affects my own emotion and thinking. Like how
Not
how, how
only
did we
you.
become nonsense like this? So you wonder. I don't know because we have an
I'm not
NSA,
recovering.
we have
Since the midweek,
people
Until
in
we have,
I think
defense.
that's the
we have
story I highlighted today. Since the midweek,
Yeah.
I've not been myself.
wow.
They women
And then the
women give
next
birth
story.
in their terrible camp. They give birth and they murder the kids. I do they murder those kids in the presence of the women.
That you don't go
Uncle
back
T,
there.
Mr. T,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
until we make security a local thing, until we make security a local thing, we will never have an ending to this. I remember during the NSAS, not to venerate him or anything, but MC Oluomo gave an order in the Oshodi area that nothing should be touched. Nothing was touched because
Hmm.
he was from the area. He had a whole lot of people that are tied to him, connected with security and stuff like that one. It was not about the police. It was about guys. Even the police station that were burnt, it was by the local people because they felt agreed that okay, now we can pay you back in your coin because you have been oppressing us all the while. But after that, nothing, not one single shop was broken into because everybody took security like a local thing. Because all these you are importing people from Ogun State to go to Zamfara to go and they don't know the terrain, they don't know the people, they don't know what is playing out. Because this is not ordinary. If you collected money and you now kill those people, that number of people. So who offended who?
We have
So
been
it's
we have been talking about this local policing for at least I know from my own standpoint more than 3 decades ago, and they still haven't done anything about it. They are still talking about reforms on police reform, adding more personnel and all that. It's not working. It's not
Uncle
working.
Fudge, can I quickly?
people are doing
Can, that's where I'm going, Aki. Did you see Zamfara state budget?
Yeah.
Um, sorry. Where is Zulum? Zulum is
Bonu,
Bonu.
Bonu.
Governor
Yes,
Zulum.
yes, Professor
Yeah,
Zulum, but it's
Professor Sulum, yeah, from Bonu.
oh something's wrong with the Bosun's.
Yes. So
Yeah.
he still gave. They gave something for rehabilitation of ex bandits that people were repented or repentant bandits. You now wonder that about 575 billion for was budgeted for rehabilitation of ex bandits, repentant bandits, and all that. Then you wonder these same bandits who committed all these atrocities, what kind of
Responsible for
rehabilitation are
killing
you
people.
giving them? So it's a mixed thing. Some people are involved in this, high caliber people are involved in this thing. So it's not going to go. We will live with it. It's our new reality. It is sad, but I am not interested in discussing it any further. But the people who are in charge of this thing, they know themselves. It's a big business. It's a dark end, and we just have to live with it. We just pray it doesn't
It
come
is
near
sad.
us.
It is sad. It is. We just pray it doesn't come. Yeah, we don't experience it, Bosun. You're right. We pray we don't experience it because for every day, I wonder why is it so difficult for us to address these issues. Every community, every single community that these atrocities are being committed, right? They know where these guys are. They know who these guys are. They know where they live. They honestly know where they live because they live amongst them.
Gentlemen, we must not keep quiet. We have to continue talking about it. Yeah, this frustrating and enervating and all that. But we can't stop talking about it. It's because by silence it means that it's okay. They can do anything they like. No, we will not stop talking. You know, stop. You know, and that takes us to the next story. Let's move a little bit from the bad dreams and all that, and try this six.
Yes, petrol price war. Marketers undercut Dangote. Fuel importers are now selling petrol below Dangote refineries rate, with some stations offering prices under 860 per litre, cheaper than Dangote's 865 naira per litre. While Dangote calls this unfair dumping and urges a ban on imports, marketers argue it's the result of healthy competition under market liberalization. They warn against banning imports as system regulation can manage quality concerns rather.
I like this kind of war.
As long as the masses benefit.
As long as it benefit, that's it. As long as it benefit.
I bought 10 liters yesterday and 10 liters was 10 liters. I loved it. 10 liters was 10 liters yesterday. I mean,
10 liters or 10 liters.
Yeah, it was 10 liters. It was not, and I love it. I love it. And for every force this government, I think this is one of the things they've done that would maybe down the years would pay off with Nigeria, because this kind of thing has never happened before. We have never. It has always been fuel prices have always been going up in Nigeria, not coming down. And anytime there is a war somewhere or something like that one, you just see the dollar will just shoot up, and nowadays it is just there on its own. Oil is there on its own, and of course, the bunkers are not they are not having it easy again, because I think someone has the will to say, okay, enough is enough. We need to check this, and I prayed yesterday that just like there is political will for this. I prayed yesterday that the same political will come to bear with security, because I love this.
Amen. I noticed. I noticed that we also we can be praying that that people who have international problems and other stuff that will knock down cost of oil and all that, and therefore reduce it further. You know. So I also noticed that the Dangote is threatening to send the fuel or PMS and all that stuff direct to customers and use his own tankers and all that. Anything to bring this thing down, because there was a time when it's a pleasure to put 10,000 full tank in my car. You know, 10,000. It looks heavy. Now 10,000. You can't fill up the. You can't fill up small keg. You can't enter the front way.
11 liters. Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad. And I've never believed that I would be alive and I'll be buying fuel about 1,000 naira per liter, and what a ridiculous amount of money. So I say amen to Akin's prayer that the political will that did it for the
True.
regular do it for many
You know,
areas of our, as
you know,
quickly as
you know,
possible.
yeah, there was a time Volkswagen, a brand new Volkswagen, was
Yeah.
3,958 naira.
Mr. T,
With
don't take us back to that time.
everything intact, all line up, all nylon packed, packed sheet packed. Yeah,
What did you call it?
Mr. T, be careful.
3,958.
Listening to you now, we think you're in your 80s. So.
They call it,
Yeah,
they
no,
call it
Pat, it is true, Pat, it
They
is
call
true.
it
I
Japa.
know. I
My
know.
sister bought. Hold on. She paid about 4,000 then, and the extra change. She did sign writing. She did plating. That is getting the local government whatever plating. What else did she do? And then she treated the boys from the change.
Mr. T, that was a time that my monthly salary was 460 naira, and I was still able to
Ben,
rent a bedroom apartment. I go
Ben.
to work every day. It was 450. When I tell my children, they do their nose as they forget it.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will believe it.
Mm.
10,000 naira in those days will buy you a house close to.
Mr. T, my father's Volkswagen, I took it over. I was driving it around. I was a big boy. And after some time, the old man told me, go and sell this thing off. Face your education. But I during those days, I could buy fuel inside that vehicle. I could on my own. I wasn't working. I was just earning allowance. And I could buy fuel. And it was fun. It was fun. But nowadays, whatever come to me, I never.
You dare not to. You dare
Yeah,
not.
you have taken Camilo outside this realm.
Yeah.
People idea was that blockbox or something
Yeah.
that
Camilo, they are in the third heavens. They're outside this realm.
Camilo, we used to call it
Okay.
Japa.
Okay. What's next for us there?
Blackouts in Lagos during TCN maintenance. Lagos residents experience intermittent power cuts. Should. It's 25 day. Okay. Lagos residents should brace for intermittent power cuts as the Transmission Company of Nigeria begins a 25-day maintenance on the Omotosho Ikeja West 330 kV line. The daily work runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. ending on August 21st. Although supply will be restored after each day's work, both ECO and Ikeja Electric warn of load shedding. The upgrade is crucial to enable real-time grid monitoring via the SCADA system.
Well, whatever they are saying expect the number. I don't know the difference with what they are claiming. Do you normally have lights between 8 and 5?
Camilo, from what date is that, please? From what date?
He said it's going to end August 21st. So my
From
understanding
first,
is
I think from July.
it started in July, yeah.
July 29 or thereabout, 28 or thereabout.
Yeah, so
Because it's a funny thing. Because Bosun, I keep on saying this, that information management with people that are managing information in this country is so bad.
It's horrible.
It's horrible because I remembered there was a Nihula Balu about all this in my area, and I told people these people are not putting out the right information because it's not affecting everybody. Funny enough, since last week, we've had the best period so far with supply in my area, and we were afraid that it was going to affect the area, because I think what they should have done was tell us the areas, because telling us Ikeja electricity, it's big, and everybody is panicking because some of these transmission lines, we have some running from some place to some place, and some others in some places, and some others joined with them, Eko and Ikeja and stuff. So they need to manage this information because it's all alarming when you say Ikeja and Eko. It's big. That's the whole of Lagos. And if the whole of Lagos is not going to experience it, why are you telling the whole of Lagos they are going to experience it? and you know it brought feelings with people that these people are not working and that. Meanwhile, they are working and things are working
Nigerians,
and just
Nigerians, so
information management.
Nigerians have problems. So look at Akin is a typical Nigerian problem.
Kò sọ́gbọ́n tó lè
Yeah.
dá.
Now they
Kò sí
they
ìwà tó
threaten
lè
that they will take land. They didn't take land. They are complaining. They are complaining.
Like, if it is not going to affect everybody, tell us, okay,
Oh,
it's just some areas
oh,
it's going to
I
affect and
understand
stuff
you.
like that.
I understand you.
Do you
I
know?
Because
Do
understand.
you,
everybody, you know,
right,
my wife
sorry,
was saying that for the next 2 weeks, we are going to
you me.
be eating out of the pot like that. That is not convenient. Can't with ammonia and I was.
Oh my God.
Let me say something, Faj. If I talk now, Faj, you say 80-year-old man is talking. Look, time immemorial. Let me use the word of Prince something, Rebudaya. Okay? When they will make this announcement, so in the morning, we will read them on radio. I was a radio freak there. I will go to work. We will and say, is there going to be power interruption between Kiniko, affect Ojekunle, Shita, Lagos, Akerele, and stuff, right? The day we announce that thing, we give the date. The effective date is a week after. That's how it's been. All the guys who work there now, go and ask them. So when I saw that thing, I saw that date, I laughed. I said, Kini, it's going to be end of August. I was not asking somebody. He said, don't you know that? Don't you know that? It takes them almost 1 week. When they put off the power from the source, it takes a week before.
Are they walking down?
That's my case. So expect it at any time. It's going to happen at any time. It will happen at any time.
Delayed response, man.
Anytime it will happen. So don't think you are safe. You are not safe yet. Wait, it's because they're going to do it.
But obviously, light has been very good recently.
No, please don't stop saying. Stop talking like that. Stop talking like that, Bosun. The day you say it, when you get home tonight, it's going to go for another way. It is good in my area too. I make sure I don't talk about it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. No, it's okay, but I'm not talking about it. Don't talk about it.
Good because the freezer.
Yeah,
The freezer
icing over.
Mhm.
Okay, keep on trying to call. We are trying to get your calls. The number again is 0913-697-3485. We're discussing Nigeria.
It's in again.
And blackout and no blackout and delayed reaction and all that stuff.
Well, they are doing well. The power grids have not fallen in a while, so I'm happy about that.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Nigeria is an oil-producing country, 5 in the world. Buying petrol at 850 or 900 or 1,000 is absolutely unacceptable. And anybody who praise any government with this kind of arrangement, that person has forgotten history. 1993, another debate was so far. He told everybody the whole world knew, and I'm sure you know, sir. Petrol was selling for 70 kobo per liter, meaning that we start 23,100. They are going to buy a truck of petrol that is 3,000 liters petrol truck. But today, 23,100 cannot give you 25 liters. Is that a country? For anything, I don't want to know what anybody is going to say. The president has no business allowing the pump price to be more than 315 naira maximum with the Dangote intervention.
Yeah.
This is an oil producing country. How much they sell petrol per liter in India is not the international market that they say everywhere. Angola today is going through crisis because the president Lorenzo increased pump price to $40. This is about how much here in Nigeria now. have killed about 22 people now in Angola because IMF advised them to do the same thing. And that is the problem Nigeria had as well. IMF deceived this president to do none of this. And it shows that he doesn't have any idea. I don't say he's going to leave IMF, he's going to, we have that breezy here. The problem is Sweden. You cannot, the doctors in Sweden who have never had malaria in their life do not understand what is malaria, doctors of treating malaria. Of course, they're going to use indigenous technology, indigenous science, to solve our problems. Now, to the Dangote and the marketer, first of all, if the president is sincere, nobody in Nigeria today should be allowed to import food from abroad. They are going to cause problems before next week. One. Number two, they are going to be exporting employment outside here and importing unemployment back to Nigeria. Why should we not do everything to help Dangote thrive? And he's under a very close scrutiny by a incorruptible umpire. Dangote is not a monopoly, and you have other refiners who are by the end of this year may also come up. It's not a company, it's not a monopoly. Even in everything, if they were all right, at least they could also compete with it. So you now see the marketers are saying there, why should you go after to import food? For what reason? We have a country. It is available in America. Look at the price of the can't go going around everywhere now in America. You have to protect your people, protect yourself. It is how to run the economy. And people are saying, what is the policy? What is the policy?
Thank you.
I don't say last year, and about 10 years ago when the other country started, that if you want to stop the issue of bunkering, go establish filling station in the Republic, in the Gay Republic, all of these people, say directly to them. I thought you are going to make your naira better. Today, naira to a sefa is almost 3 naira to a sefa. A sefa is almost 3 naira. With your 3 naira, you're going to get about $10 or $100 before. I want to look at which thinking at all. That's what they should go ahead and say to anybody that comes that they can deliver to them.
Thank you. That's a very voice of software lamenting Palos situation as it concerns the fuel. He mentioned Angola moved to, is it $40 he said?
I think he said 40.
Maybe it's a mistake. Even at $4 is 6,000 plus Nigerian currency. At $40 that's about 61,000. There are many things that are funnily terrible in the Nigerian economy. Gentlemen, I think we have flogged that issue long enough. What's important is we want the fuel. I mean, I'm not excited when they move all this thing by far. I don't understand. Every time they publish it, they say Dangote slashes something again, and then it's 5 naira, then all 10 naira. How does that one change anything?
We have another caller.
How does that one change anything, Mark?
There was one I saw. The difference was 5 naira.
5 naira. Hello, good morning. Oh, 40 cents you meant. Oh, okay.
40 cents.
That's about 600. You're right. Okay.
Thank you.
I like
Thank you.
that.
Yeah.
He clarified himself. You know, that's it. So they moved to 600 now. They're fighting. We got to 1.1, and we still they can't pay. You know, the one I don't like is when they say let the oil be there, whatever they sell it. No, you don't talk. Don't say that. You own this this thing. It's our own. It comes from God. What God has given us. It shouldn't be expensive at all.
I think that's what he was saying. That we're an oil producer.
Yeah. It's just a mess. And you know, when you see IMF praising you, when you see IMF saying, they have reconfigured it's even better. Even better. The production is going to be better than last one. Oh, beware. Beware. Anyway, let's move on to the next story.
Falana slams illegal street renaming in Lagos. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized the renaming of streets and bus stops in Lagos without legal backing or public consultation. He described it as unconstitutional and authoritarian, citing the example of Charlie Boy bus stop, renamed to Bado bus stop. Falana insists only local councils can rename streets under Nigerian law and warns that such arbitrary actions erase cultural memory and undermine democratic process.
Yeah.
Let's have a welcome.
First of all, there's a song like that. First of all, go down low.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Go down. Bad.
First of all, I think it was this a correct example. The Charlie Boy thing was done by the local government, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Second of all, I was an entertainment reporter for many years, and I covered Charlie Boy extensively. Very nice guy. If you go beyond that, is the maverick stuff, you know. And I know that that place was called Second Pedro before, and
Yeah.
then
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Charlie Boy,
It was
Charlie Boy,
never renamed, sir.
relax, Charlie Boy changed it by his own self to Charlie Boy Bus Stop. We spoke about it a number of times, and it caught on.
There was.
And it caught on. Please continue the number to call. I can see the line blinking. Don't give up on it. 0913-697-3485. And second, my own problem with all this brouhaha is this needless brouhaha is if you want to change Charlie Boy Bus Stop to why do you have to change to Bado? Right? Olumide does not have a normal name. Can't say Olumide Akinwole Street. I mean Olamide, I beg your pardon. Which of the Bado? Bado Bosun. Bado Bosun. What kind of cultural heritage is that? Let me receive this call, please. Good morning. Good morning. Who's calling?
If security lasts more than 24 hours, the government knows about it.
Yeah.
Now, look at all that has been happening since this government came into power. I think there's a dealing by this government and with this bandit or terrorist or what do you call it? Because if you look at it, every time when things like this happen, this government does not do anything. Or to them, maybe when they cry out, maybe when people cry out in large events or maybe in social media and every other thing, that is when this government will now take action. Look at what happened recently in Benue. Now, the government did not come. It was when the thing was now shouted in high heavens. That was when the government now came. He didn't even go to this particular site. He had to give an excuse that the road was not good. But he turned that particular visit to more or less like a campaign visit. Now, it can also now, what happened with all this insecurity thing, what has the DSS done with Shekumi and every other thing? Have they arrested him? They didn't arrest him. They didn't do anything about him. So it's more or less like you can see that more. And we also they are saying that you are having all this repentance, Boko Haram, this thing. The government is rehabilitating them. Where in the world does that happen? So you can see with all this thing, the government does not have the political will. Maybe it's because of 2027 election thing. So maybe I signed a deal with all these people because you can see all these theories and Nigerians are the one that is facing it. So like I used to say, you can't give what you don't have. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly the worst of us. Thank you.
Thank you. That's his mantra. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Well, for correction's sake, it's a global phenomenon. They do all this de-radicalization, rehabilitating terrorists and all that stuff. I don't know. I think it's a correct me if I'm wrong, Bosun. I think it's a libertarian mentality that human beings can be rescued from their inner demons and all that. You know, but usually the nation or the community suffers. But at the end of the day, it's very difficult for a tiger to lose his spots. You know, he can't change sports.
Have you watched this film that had Juma Honso and his son? I forgot the name of the movie, but yeah, Juma I can't remember. No, it wasn't Jimmy Honso.
Black
Was
Diamond.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
And his son was his son didn't recognize him because they had so
I've watched Black Diamond.
so it had to do with his son was radicalized. If his son was really small, maybe 7 years old or something, and he was a child soldier and he was killing people up and down, doing horrible things. And his son recognized him, and I'm guessing the rest of the story was he was able to rehabilitate him later.
Yeah.
So it definitely is possible. But now, I'm not
because
saying
there's a personal connection.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
And you know what
that,
he suffered to get him to calm down.
Yes.
We don't have that that kind of. I mean, is nobody. I don't
You're
want
right.
to
The
advocate.
way that it's been done, I don't.
I mean, how do you expend hundreds of billions of naira in people who have collected billions of naira and killed a lot of people?
And that's if the rehabilitation is actually being done at all.
That's another point.
That's a point. That's a point.
You just hit the nail on the head. You just hit the nail on the head.
That's the point.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
You take people to
I've not gotten your feedback on this street naming brouhaha.
I think you clarified it, sir. Uncle Fad, you clarified it.
You've clarified the issue. Really, I know that then when Charlie Boy was living in second bedroom, his house was prominent because of the bike.
The bikes,
and the vehicle that were in front.
And the corner side.
Yeah. And people started calling it Charlie Boy bus stop. I don't know if he started it, but people started calling it Charlie Boy bus stop. But beyond all this, I think I don't know, maybe it was Mr. Tionkufaj that mentioned it. We should be careful the way we talk to people beyond all this, because all this is as a result of a pushback, because some people felt we are being pushed to the wall. Beyond all this, and it is honestly, I remembered 3 years ago in front of my house here, 3 policemen were talking. They were not from the southwest, and they were telling me Lagos was a no man's land, and it was simply because of my person. That was why I was not assaulted, because I immediately corrected them. No, there are some people here, and immediately the thing flared up, and someone said that is chairman. No. And they said, who is chairman? And they the person was whispering to them, and they had to calm down. And I was like, and they said, they were all younger than I was, but they were calling me this boy.
Wow.
And I was telling them, yeah, and I was telling them, my mates are serving generals, that I didn't put on the uniform by choice. So if you dare, take a step, and that uniform, you will lose it. I'm telling you that except you kill me. And they have to calm down. So you push me, and you expect me not to push back. And that is what is happening in Lagos now. Because there is this story about we bought all the old place and stuff like that one, and people really are flaunting it in people's places. And people are now pushing back, and people are now calling. Yeah, for a lawyer like our big son, Mr. Falano, it's fine that it's going all laws and stuff like that one. But we need to get to the root of the matter, because at the end of the day, if we don't get to the root of the matter, this thing will keep on happening again and again and again.
Sorry, can I quickly come from a legal angle?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now this is it. We like a lot of sentiments in this country. We don't follow the law. Last week we talked about University of Ibadan and their obnoxious laws. I've not seen any reaction from the people. You go to the court and challenge it. If there's a bus stop that has been renamed after someone else, go to the court, challenge the procedure. Find out whether, because by the bylaws of the local government, they are supposed to put a banner around the place for a certain number of days. And then if there's any challenge, then they can actually, if there's any meaningful challenge, and they will step the name back to what it was. But you have to look whether those procedures were followed. You can challenge it, they'll return the name. But we don't do that. I'll quickly give you this one. My office is in Aguda. About 4 or 5 years ago, we just woke up. This one, nothing. We woke up and saw that the street had been renamed. A lot of us have offices on that street. And I'm like, so that means I have to go and change my correspondences and then print new letterhead and all that. Then have to notify all law firms that the name of the street has changed and all that. Now, so what we did, people came to me and they were like, lawyer, what do we do? I said, no problem. We wrote a letter to the council. We copied the local government, the commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs and all that. At the end of the day, the council wrote back to us that they were sorry that the due process was not followed, and they returned the name of our street, Oladimeji Street in Aguda. So most times we don't challenge things properly. So that's what I expect people to do, not this making it ethnic, start abusing people. Even Charlie Boy came out, all the government
Can I quickly just drop? Can I drop something, Bosun? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I think the military approach has gotten into our DNA. Let me explain this. Before now, we had Clifford Street at Yaba. We had Montgomery. We had Payne Way or something. They are all colonial masters, right? How did we now wake up one day and change to Muritala Muhammad Road? These things were suddenly, nobody went to court, nobody did anything, no constitution, nothing. We just woke up and they changed those things. Do you understand? And in fact, this road, sorry, I'm sorry to say something. This road that takes you past the OPIC and whatever, not be Femi or Road or something. Yes, now, but who remembers the Femi or You see, there are so many things on the right, on the left. They're all, but Bosun said something. It has to be done legally.
Yeah.
Charlie Boy, no way paid his dues in that area because my children's school was behind that road, down that road. Or something. Yeah, he paid his dues. I'm not kidding you. I'm not here for him. Honestly, he did a lot of service to that area. Scholarships he gave out. He came on my radio show then in those days. I talked about those things. Then
the Okada riders.
Harley Davidson. He brought Harley Davidson in. They gave people free Okadas. You understand? Yeah. So people just said, so when he was saying he was changing it to Charlie Boy, everybody was clapping. Now we wake up Sunday. And my question now is that what concerns us now? Changing of roads, changing of names of roads, sign writing, changing everything everywhere. Is that what concerns us now?
Mr. T, that's local government problem. They have.
Yeah, talking about that.
I think people pay for that street changing thing too. But my own problem is that Mr. T, just as you have spoken for Charlie Boy, there are others who will come up and tell you about the list of atrocities they have also done there, which they are private to and all that. But my own is Olamide Bado. I mean, Charlie Boy to Olamide Bado. The guy is Olamide Benga Adedeji. Why can't you put Olamide Adedeji Street? Which one be Bado?
What's the difference between?
But Charlie Boy was Charles Oputa.
Charlie Boy's name is Oputa.
Charles Oputa. So you are
changing it. So what I'm saying is, if you are changing it, change something better.
So the person that is name is better.
You mean the word Bado? But when we talk about
Occupied. Ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà lẹ́ni orúkọ tó bá wọn ọmọ ló jẹ́ lẹ́yìn odi.
No, kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ sí o. Orúkọ tí bàbá bá fẹ́ ló máa sọmọ o. Bàbá ló ń sọmọ lórúkọ.
Wọ́n ti tọ́ lórúkọ ẹ̀yin odi lélẹ̀.
You are speaking about me, I don't understand
I never said.
Camilo is lost. Oh my God.
I never used. Well, anyway, let's leave it. We have no more time
to give up.
I can't live up. And then they brought musicians to the bus stop to start singing the song.
So what you want to
And
turn? You say, oh, that street turn left on Bado Street.
You just,
Then
Bado,
you turn right.
No. I'm going to Bado bus stop, but like that's what they like. That's what they recognize. But it's just that I would never go to that bus stop.
So it
For all you care, Uncle Fudge, for all you care, that Bado will erase Charlie Boy. You know there are instances. You remember the American British Embassy, LK Crescent? They changed to Walter Carrington. And we all know it as Walter Carrington today. But there were places that were changed to some other names, like Okuti said, nobody remembers Femi Otedolawe. They just call it Opik, and that's it. So some names will change, some won't change.
Yes. Like Broad Street now, they changed it to Bugawan. And later they returned it. And I mean, because we never start calling him Broad Street. You just say, Broad Street, they call now Bugawan. So I know Bado rings.
So Bado for Charlie Boy, that's aura for aura.
The aura for aura, yeah. Aura for aura. That's what I've been looking for. Thank you. That's what I've been looking for. Aura for aura, yeah.
Terrible as far as I'm concerned, but on that Bado note, we need to call it a day. The time has gone already. All these Bado people, the time has gone already. I think people should just calm down. I don't think it's an ethnic kind of a thing that people should worry their heads about. People just, government and local government people, they are mostly jobless. They don't have.
You're not jobless.
What are they doing? Because for instance, I mean, I don't generalize, but you see, you are talking about issues that they should confront the local government. They change a name, a popular name to a more popular name, whatever it is your situation, and then that they don't follow instruction. There is no notice, no legal provision. The lawyers will come out and say this and this and this should have been done. If they are jobless, if they are not jobless, they should know. They follow procedure. If you don't want to controversy. Okay. Anyway,
they are currently occupied with other things that are not.
They are less occupied. Okay. I don't. Thank God that you're a lawyer, and I'm not. Okay. On that note, gentlemen, we have to call it a day. I understand local governments are busy, very busy now, and too much work is happening.
And they have money. They have too much money now.
Too much money. We don't get the money
Too much money.
But the fact is they are busy. The fact is they are busy. They are very busy now. Abi? Very.
Levies and what have you. Anyway, on that note, we say bye. Mr. T and Bosun and Aki. I will have to say the bye on your behalf. Thank you so much for joining. Tamilore, I also say the bye on your behalf. And we have spoken, we have done like the local government. We have overreached our level. And I wish Bosun with this team. I don't know with it. Mr. T, we don't know where you stand. So whether it's Chelsea or Arsenal, we don't know nowadays. Your team changes according to the weather.
Uncle Fudge, which team are you?
I won't talk. Fudge. Last season, I was at Arsenal. I'm still at Arsenal, but I'm afraid to stay on because of my health. We have issues of blood pressure. This thing. I'm afraid. So take that away. Take that away.
Mr. T, we have a good team now. We have a good team.
Excuse me. We wait. Let me get there. Let me get to the middle.
They're always optimistic. I like them. They never suffer. Less. Okay. All the best with your blood pressure, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week by the grace of God.
Yep.
Oh my.